House Republican candidate and Florida State Representative Randy Fine issued a warning to progressive representatives Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. Fine, who is Jewish, posted this message on Twitter. I gotta say, when I saw this message, I was confused. I don't know if shocked would be the word, simply because nothing shocks me anymore, but it was interesting. The RJC, of course, had tweeted, RJC endorses Randy Fine for Congress in Florida 6th District. The RJC is excited to endorse a proud Jewish Republican and longtime friend of the RJC, Randy Fine, for Congress in Florida's 6th Congressional District. And then Randy says in his tweet, the Hebrew hammer is coming. What? The Hebrew hammer is coming. Now, Fine also included a hashtag. I don't know if you saw the hashtag there, but you see it? It says bombs away. Bombs away. That's problematic for so many reasons, but let's continue. If you think bombs away is bad, or the Hebrew hammer is coming is bad, after Israeli forces killed a Turkish-American activist in the West Bank this year, Fine wrote, throw rocks, get shot, one less Muslim terrorist, fire away. In 2019, Fine called a Jewish consistent a Judenrat, defending a forum titled Palestine, Israel, opening the dialogue. So just a panel on opening the dialogue got him called a Judenrat. And of course, the Judenrat refers to Jews who collaborated with the Nazis during the Holocaust. Fine is running to replace Mike Waltz, who, you know, Donald Trump had it's not Mike Waltz, it's Gates, excuse me. That's an error. It's Gates, Matt Gates, who isn't it Matt Gates? Am I wrong? No, it is Mike Waltz. Excuse me. My team is right. I'm wrong. I was still had Gates in my mind because he was in Florida's 1st district. Fine is running to replace Mike Waltz in Florida, who is leaving to be Trump's national security advisor. Trump, of course, already endorsed Fine, so he's going to replace him. So this is so crazy. It's like there's an extremist in Florida who gets plucked to be Trump's guy as a national security advisor, and then Trump somehow finds a way to create space for an even more extreme person and an even more crazy person to take the spot in Florida. So the rich get richer, the fascists get more fascist. I don't know. Anyway, point is, this is going to be messy. This is somebody who doesn't want to see the dialogue on Israel-Palestine become more nuanced, or more mature, or more civil, or more honest, right? Because this isn't like just some conflict over political ideologies. This is a genocide. This is a war. And the fact that people in Congress are speaking up and speaking out about this genocide is important. But if the consequence of speaking up becomes so high, you know, the Hebrew hammer and all this other stuff, and the words Hebrew hammer don't bother me as much as the ideology and the energy underneath those words. And that is, he's going to punish people for having a different opinion. He's also very clearly going to follow the trend of weaponizing anti-Semitism as a label, as a means of attacking folk, as a means of undermining people's ability to do their jobs as truth tellers with credibility and honesty. It's hard. I also don't like the idea of saying the Hebrew hammer is coming, because it can play into these vicious anti-Semitic stereotypes about Jewish cabals of power and all this other stuff. It's not about the Hebrew hammer coming. It's about there being a lobby. There's an Israel lobby, just like there's a gun lobby, just like there's an anti-abortion lobby. There's lobbies. And the Israel lobby is advocating certain kinds of policies that they're fighting to get. But it seems like the conversation moves away from that, and it moves into this zone where suddenly other groups have the ability to be politically organized and to have action committees, etc. But you know, when it comes to Jewish people, it's sometimes in U.S. politics seen as it goes back to like the protocols of the elders of Zion kind of logics, right? It's like, no, these aren't secret cabals of power. These are political groups that are making active, organized, informed, well-resourced choices, tactical choices, just like the gun lobby is. The problem is they're not advocating for Jewish people. They're not advocating for safety for Jewish people. They're advocating for the maintenance of Israel as a apartheid, racist ethno state that ultimately not only undermines the possibility of Palestinian liberation and self-determination, but also doesn't do much for Israel's racial landscape or moral efficacy, I would argue. So we got to have that conversation as well.